St. James has given me a home, away from home.
I love when I walk up to 71st Street and I'm crossing the street and I see this big, beautiful church. And I know that I'm going to see friends and I'm going to see people who are all here to reflect together and think about, how we can all be better people. Every Sunday, I'm standing in a pew facing the altar and I'm confronting myself and I'm just going to say, you know what, tomorrow I'm going to do this thing that I know I should do. And it's going to be kind of hard, but I know I'm going to feel really good when I do it.
Jesus said, I was hungry and you gave me food, I was thirsty and you gave me drink. And one Sunday at St. James, that was read, and I thought, well, do something about it. And I did. I've been a volunteer at the Tuesday lunch program, and that taught me that in serving the community, you serve God. And frankly, I don't do all that much. Lots of people do lots more.
What makes our work in Haiti important? It's brought me into a community that I did not have before. There was a reason to be there, a reason to be friends with these kids that would help us see in ourselves and in each other a little of the light of God.
My favorite part about going is when I get there and the kids remember me and they go up and hug me and we look at pictures from the last trip, and I think that going back again and again has really made that space sort of feel like home.
I guess you could say I've had the full St. James youth experience. I was baptized here. I've gone to all of the Sunday school programs. I was in the choir, I've ushered, I've been an acolyte for the last few years. And one of the things that struck me is that it's always felt like something I'm genuinely looking forward to every Sunday. It never feels like a burden. I never feel like it's the type of thing my parents forced me to do.
I think the thing that I liked the most in Sunday school, I like to read the Bible. It was really funny once they brought this doll of Jesus and this doll of Moses, and they looked identical, and then everyone got them messed up.
I've actually started leading a Bible class. I'm leading a Bible class. Me? I don't really see myself as that kind of a person, really, because I don't think I'm really qualified. And I wind up having discussions in my home with my family about biblical principles and biblical ideas that I probably wouldn't have if I wasn't at St. James.
I am a reserved person. I've learned at St. James that that reserve can come across to other people as being cold, and I'm not really cold. So I've learned to give of myself to others in conversation, in thought, thinking of others more.
I am an intense person, and I'm not very patient. Came to St. James, I realized that every weekend I can come and I can pray. Somehow it gives me new ideas and to find ways to reach deep down into myself and say, be patient, everything will be okay.
I was someone whose faith was more or less on autopilot, and what St. James has really done for me is to help me realize that, yes, it's personal, but that doesn't mean it's private.
This spiritual world exists all the time, and I don't have to compartmentalize it. And that's been, I think, really, really important in, the past few years of my life, to really look towards faith and look towards this community when I need something, and when I need to celebrate something too, that I can bring all my joys here as well.
Something that we learned at St. James before we got married, and we kind of based our whole wedding around it, it was that marriage is one of the ways that God's love is shown on earth. It was share that with the world.
It's our 4-year-old and our 2-year-old.
Our 4-year-old daughter and our 2-year-old son are back there, and they're here at St. James every Sunday and every Thursday night.
Yeah.
And our 2-year-old currently wants to go down to the playroom. I think St. James has given us a place to introduce faith to our kids and instill in the child that Jesus loves them.
Yeah, when I was picturing having kids and everything, and I never thought about Tibby being well, why did God make me like this? And all these questions that are coming up, I'm Spicky.
It is safe and comfortable. but can also be challenging to be better, to try better, to know Jesus better, to take what you've learned here out into the real world and apply that or give back.
And I think everything we have experienced here has contributed to me being more regular in communion with God, and that is wonderful.
Maybe after the summer we're due for like a little bit of a reset.
Homecoming.
I don't know, I can think of like a corny saying, but I'm not sure I want to say it.
You're gonna say home is where the heart is?
No. There's a Southern saying, like they don't ask you where you're from, they ask you like who are your people, and so I don't know. It's really cheesy.
Home is where your people are.
Yeah, home is where your people are.
It wouldn't be the same if every single person wasn't there. We're all just like this big family, and so it just feels like, a second home.